it will you. Hi, good afternoon, people. Today we're going to speak with a current client of ours who's been with us for quite some months, who sparked off a thought pattern in my head a couple of weeks ago when we were asking how the person was getting along, and they said, oh, they mentioned something physical, and they were pleased with how they were looking and how they're feeling, and that kind of triggered this discussion. So welcome to Sarah. She's been a fairly long-term client of ours, and this has been mainly through a pandemic. So she's a mum who works from home and works out at home at the moment, even though we have worked out briefly in the gym when we started off, and some stuff outdoors and some stuff in various places along the way. So welcome along. And I'm going to kick off with a question here. We're going to talk a little bit about our journey of where we've been to and from, and sort of things that have cropped up along the way that we've managed to overcome. So I'm just going to kick off with the first question. And when we kind of met, we were in the gym situation, which was obviously going to be for everybody where they were going to continue to work out. And it was a pretty kind of black and white scenario: gym, personal trainer. And then all of a sudden that kind of got blurred and the goalposts got moved for everybody. And we kind of started off in one situation and then moved to another situation, but you still managed to get results. So just talk me through about that beginning part and the kind of goals you had and some of the ways you think we kind of overcame barriers that were in front of you.
Well, thank you for having me. And yeah, we've been working out together for almost 1 year. And when we first met, you asked why I wanted to train with you. And my answer was that I wanted to lose weight, regain my confidence, and be able to age gracefully. And health is such a vital aspect to aging well. So over the course of this 1 year, which was spent mostly in a pandemic lockdown, training over Zoom, I've achieved an incredible amount of personal transformation thanks to your coaching. It's really coaching and training combined together, because you've been so supportive of understanding my personal situation with my age being postmenopausal, and with my diet, and with support for training through an injury.
Sure. The yes, it was a unique experience for us, because I remember during the start of the pandemic, which was March 2020 for us, I had this person come to me who had kind of been kicked out of it, were the big box gym, which shut before we did. And the person came to see me and said, oh, I'm interested in personal training. And we said, well, we don't know what we're going to be doing. And then all of a sudden we were online training. Now, online training was new to me as well, my clients. And it was like, and then we were juggling with phones and positions and getting it right and Zoom links and stuff. It was completely new to us. And it was a huge learning curve for us. But now we're still going strong at it, unfortunately. So what do you think has been the biggest success that you've had in that past years of working out?
Oh, I think like the biggest success would be my resilience and my dedication to this, to my goal. The goal has always been the goal, but the way that you've coached me, you've helped me to break things down into manageable steps, where the change that is required, it's not an extreme change, so that the change will stick. I will continue, I will adapt, I will achieve and have that momentum of the achievement. We've broken things down into weight goals and into training goals, building up with the amount of fitness endurance that I have, And so I realize, I think that the approach that works best for me is something that's like kind of steady pace wins the race. It's a step change that I can maintain. It's not an extreme change. And so it took a little bit more time and patience to get where I'm at, but it's exactly where I want to be.
Yeah, it's kind of weird in a way. I was just thinking there, as you said that the circumstances that we found ourselves in, or the environment, may have dictated some of that change in approach anyway, because in the gym we could have maybe just continued to weight train, and all of a sudden we kind of maybe opened up the door to more conversation in a way, and so we could get sort of like a level of coaching involved in there that previously we hadn't really gone into great big depth with people before. You did mention there you had some goals, and how successful have you been so far with achieving those goals, do you think? You touched on it a little bit there, but could you just amplify that maybe a little bit?
Absolutely. So my goals were, coming into training with you, my goals were to lose weight, and it was a significant amount of weight compared, like in a percentage wise for me. And my goal was to overall have confidence again, to regain my confidence in life. So I'm very, very close to reaching the weight goal, which is fantastic. And the goal hasn't changed, and we haven't moved the goalpost or anything. It's remained the same since I started working out with you. And I think that the confidence aspect has just come naturally, because when you are working out, your brain chemistry is it's just your mental health, your physical health, it all comes together. So I've had confidence now to start seeking out a promotion, to expanding my professional network, to consider dating prospects when the pandemic lifts, to just overall feeling better about myself.
Good, there's some exciting changes there for sure. And that was going to be one of my questions, is how has it spilled over into other parts of your life? And it's common for us to see that people come in with one particular goal and they start working on that goal, but then they start to feel more confident in, say, you mentioned endurance there, to go out and do longer walks, or to do other stuff that people have come across, and it spills over into all aspects of your life. You can suddenly feel, when you start to feel better about how you look and feel, it can be quite a change in the kind of a headspace, and you suddenly, I like to use the expression, you're putting something in the can-do box. So I couldn't do X or Y before, whatever that may have been, but now I can do 20 push-ups off my knees. So I can actually do this. It's like, I've done it, I can do it. And I can take that outside of that, just the ability to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. And that builds the momentum that you need to create the positive changes in your life. It's, you feel, and I feel very supported by your coaching, and I feel very much that you've tailored something specifically to me, because I do have special circumstances with an injury, with my own personal health, with then there's the whole Zoom thing, right? So we really adapted quite a bit.
Anybody who's done a lot of training on Zoom will know it can be it's not the easiest. Problems occur. It's like, and I'm like, no, you do it like this, and you got the person back to front. Anyway, but these are things that you kind of learn to overcome. Was there one specific example, and we have talked about this before a little bit, but one specific example of something that we kind of coached, in inverted commas, that stood out or was super beneficial to your goals? What, something that was more over and above what we just general chit chat say?
Absolutely. So it was maybe 2 months ago. And I had hit a weight plateau, and I was frustrated because I couldn't really pinpoint what it was that I couldn't get past, or what it was that was influencing this feeling, and it was frustrating. So you sat with me and broke down and asked, it's your curiosity about, you know, my situation that makes me feel like you're invested in me. So you asked certain aspects about my diet, because diet is so critical to losing weight. You could train a lot, but if you don't change how you eat and drink, or change your attitude towards your nourishment, you're not going to make the same progress as you would otherwise. So you asked me something about my diet, and you said, I think you should take a look at your, I think you said your liquid calories. That's the term you used. And a light went off in my head, and I said, you know what? I've been drinking orange juice lately. I really like orange juice. And I decided, you know, if the goal is the goal, and I'm not changing the goal, I can't start adding things back in until I've reached that goal. So, you know, when it's safe to do so. And it's, I think, you know, it's your curiosity to help me to figure out how to get past something. It's built up my resilience towards dealing with that frustration. And it also, you know, helps me to realize that results take time. You have to build up a fitness level. You'll have setbacks, and you have to be able to bounce back.
Yeah, that opens me up to a whole mind of quotes there, but nothing that's worth doing happens in a short period of time, if you know what I mean. And the other one, I use that quote all the time that you just used there, is keep the goal the goal. And
that's right.
The kind of, that's an all-encompassing expression, but some people can't, the goal for them, whatever it may be, moves over time because their focus, they can't get the results, and their focus shifts away from something to something else. And it's like, okay, you know what, my goal needs to change, and or not change, but they're not committed enough to the process. And
that's right. So, or they make excuses. And so one of the examples that I had thought of for this conversation was that you would take the frustration, and it's only a frustration if you can't find a solution for it. You are very good at finding solutions for frustrations so that you can't give up or make an excuse or change the goal. So that's part of your coaching as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know who taught me how the process of keep the goal, but and really, I suppose what we did, a lot of it was kind of little baby experiments. It's like, okay, so I think, I'm not sure whether you were walking right at the start of that, or you started walking a little bit, but you kind of stuck with the walking, stuck with the workouts. And this was in itself an experiment, right? Of like, can we do an experiment and it comes out positive? Because sometimes you can do an experiment and it comes out negative. Okay, I've got a couple more questions here. I've got, so let's just say, what did you discover about yourself maybe along the process that we went through?
I discovered that, well, I mean, before I started training with you, I did not own a scale. I really did not think I had a problem with any aspect. I could not figure out why I couldn't lose weight or maintain a fitness routine. So once I started training with you, I realized I have to hold myself accountable. And the way that I did that was through food journal, and through a fitness app, and through regular weight tracking. I did that until I got the momentum that I needed and saw results. So I think it was probably 3-4 months into our training that I stopped using all of that, because I felt like I knew what I was supposed to do. And I focused really on the mindset and building up my fitness level so that I could achieve my goals.
Yeah,
And
quite.
what I've
There's
learned
another
is you
expression.
have to be patient. You have to be patient, and you must
Yeah.
be kind to yourself, because inevitably there are setbacks, and that's where you learn the resilience. And
Yeah. Someone who coached me once taught me an expression that frustration is reality, and it is not one person who does some sort of weight loss style or health related journey who does not get frustrated. Sometimes they get injured, sometimes they plateau, sometimes they do 3 weeks and nothing's happening on the scale. They're like, oh shit. Now, I had one other thing I was going to ask you about. Had in the past you tried, and you may not have done, I actually don't know the answer to this question, we've not spoken about this. Had you in the past tried to make health or diet or behavior style changes? Have you tried in the past and been unsuccessful? Or was this a whole thing that was new to you?
Well, I think what was new to me was formalizing the goals, because previously, like, if I wanted to lose weight, I just cut down my calories, and that was when I was younger and my metabolism was different and the gyms were open, and things just happened differently in my body. I'm older now and the weight stays longer. It's much more persistent and harder to lose. So, like, I think when I came into training with you, I was in the mindset of wanting super fast results, and I expected a fitness level of like when I was younger. And I said to you, do you think that I could get back to running even after my injury? And you said, maybe running isn't for you right now. Maybe you should just focus on walking. And so everybody's walking in the pandemic, but I truly think that it's a critical aspect of my fitness routine now, and I'd recommend it to anyone who is not making an excuse for not running. Right? I can't run, so I can't make an excuse anymore. I walk, and I'm seeing results. But yeah, I mean, when you want change but you don't know how to do it, that's a frustration. And so you provide just a fresh outlook on things and how to approach it so that you can achieve it.
It's sad but true, but a lot of people get that frustration and they give up and they blame something. I don't know, this doesn't work for me. But they're giving up after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, having been maybe not looking after their health for 20 years. And all of a sudden in 3 weeks, they haven't lost 25 pounds and they're frustrated and they don't understand why, which I guess is a coaching scenario that you help people overcome. And funny enough, I've got another client who's been walking for a long time and big numbers, 6 or 70K a week, and he's been doing really well. But also that I got bitten by the bug, so I go out now because I was like, well, if all my clients are walking, I should go walking myself. So I go out walking, and I go out walking just because on a Saturday morning, and I kind of enjoy that, and I like the spin-off benefits of it. I don't even take any music with me. I just go out and do whatever I do on a Saturday morning. So it kind of spilled over into me. So that's fantastic. And it's nice to be able to put a client like this for the first time. We've done this to take sort of like some verbal commentary back from somebody, because a lot of times people come to us, and maybe hopefully we'll be open again and people will start coming back into us, but
that would be nice.
come to us, and I think sometimes we don't necessarily show or tell very easily how we work, or people, they listen to us when we tell them, but they don't really kind of get it until we kind of then start seeing maybe some changes along the way. So thank you for your perspective on your experiences with us. And we appreciate
you for the invitation to speak to have a conversation. Yeah, I honestly, my friends are, when I walk with a few friends, and they are in awe of my progress, and they are supportive of my journey, and they all wish that they had done what I did a year ago.
Excellent. That's a result. I must say that's a huge win. So, and you gave me a load of other wins there, so I was pleased to hear all that. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you back in the gym again soon.
Hope
And
so.
thank you very much for spending time with us today. And ta-ta for now.
Thank you.
Ciao. Thank you
Bye.
very much.